Well, maybe we could put some energy in your Christmas pants with a visit from the Rudolph of the Harmontown sleigh, Mr. Rob Schrab. Crazy Rob Schrab. What a
Rob
crazy
Schrab's
guy.
971st appearance on Harmontown.
Crazy Rob Schrab coming to the show. Crazy
You'll
Rob Schrab.
You'll remember him from Old Man
Crazy
Walking.
Rob Schrab.
Old Man Walking.
He's the man that never stops.
Dumpy classic feature film.
It's crazy.
How are you, Rob?
Hello, Daniel.
What have you been doing during DeMorge's absence?
Why is this about me?
Oh, I don't know. Just been kind of hanging out, watching a lot of television. Spent some quality time with my dog. I've been eating a lot of carbs, white rice, chips,
Plain
white rice, and soda.
All right, Rob Schrab.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
How do you make rice, Rob?
Isn't that crazy? I order it from Eat24.
You should really get it from Asia. That's what
I don't know where Eat24 gets it from. Maybe they get it from Asia. Asia?
Do you share it? Do
No, you can't have any.
No, I didn't want to. I just thought maybe.
I ate it already.
Okay, good to know.
Eat24 gets it from really inhumane rice farms, factory farms.
You don't know that.
Where the rice is forced to watch
don't know
itself masturbate.
I heard it's
know
not inhumane rice farms. It's literally human rice farms.
Have a cookie. Are you sure that's a vegan one?
Ooh, that says regular.
Vegan. Yeah.
Good rice is good rice.
Saved your shit, brother.
You got your
Thank you. I almost ate some cruelty.
Rob, how do you think the black voters did in Alabama?
I think, you know something? I think they did a really good job.
So brave.
They did a fantastic job.
It was a big election for us. As white people studying black people, I'm sure black people are also studying black people too in the epilogue of the election. But it's like there's just a lot of like white voter, black voter talk all over all of the podcasts and all of the analysis, which is really interesting because the bad guys are there's conspiracy theories about buses of people, and then is there a, in case any of you up here are black, I don't see the world through that lens, but what was your opinion, if any, specific, like about the coverage that you heard after the Alabama election, like in terms of people, like, I don't know, telling the story? Like, was there anything offensive about it, or is it all like
No, they did it great. Is that?
I'm just like listening to. I was listening to Pod Save America and listening to their facts and figures. It's just such a fascinating election because it's like you couldn't have had any prediction about it that wouldn't. If you predicted that there was going to be a measurable victory on either side, then you would have been shocked by the fact that it was like fucking ping pong ball on top of the net.
Yeah.
If you predicted ping pong ball on top of the net, how does it feel to be that right?
Well, look at the precedent that was set before that. I mean, you had in the first Obama election, he steadily gained ground, gained momentum, demonstrated impact, control, grace. Fought off Hillary even in her weird, contentious sort of giving up of the nomination, and then you get to this dismount that the Republicans did. They had the election, and this dismount they did where they had they theatrically revealed their vice presidential candidate, Sarah Palin, and gave her a week to completely fuck that up with "I can see Russia," et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and then the economy fell apart. And that can only be blamed on the administration before it. And he still barely, if you look at those numbers, barely won that election. And then after 4 years where they didn't do anything else really to upend what the Democrats have set in motion, he's still, Romney really had to lose that last debate for the numbers to kind of switch around the way they did at the end of that second election. But that was all dependent on Romney really screwing that up. So going into this one, and it's a home court. I mean, you're in Alabama. So how could that not be a ball on the net sort of victory where you're just standing there? It's a net court. Like you're just standing there waiting. The
victory was actually like the interpretation is that the ball on the net victory is like a huge come from behind landslide mobilization effort for the left.
I didn't see it as a come from behind. I mean, we knew everybody was fighting for one thing in motion, but the establishment that they were fighting against was solid, was brick solid, and was there. And there's no way that was going to be a blowout. That was going to be as close as it was. It was all execution dependent. Everybody is over the moon happy with what happened.
Well, not pedophiles. Not pedophiles. Pedophiles are pretty upset with what happened.
And we also started the drive
I don't count those people.
months ago. So in the black community, we'd already been familiar with the Moore and the Jones race now for 8 months, a year. Like on all your black female friends over 50 on Facebook, in the states that you're not even in, they were like, you're getting out the conversation. The conversation's being had. People were mobilizing, months ago. So even though the media coverage just got to it, we'd already been like, we were voting to save what little we have.
Now, what are
and
we
the only
ever
set of numbers
do?
that meant anything to me were the actual percentage polls that were taken on key issues as voted by black women, which, if you look at it, it was just sort of like, oh, there's no way they're having any of this bullshit. There was no equivocating on that. That was all 97%, 97%, 97%. No, yes, on those key issues.
I can't think of a scenario, a bigger white guilt scenario than watching this battlefield in the middle of nowhere where there's one guy is like, I want to fuck girls, little girls. And then the other side is like, take that. And their swords are bouncing off of his pedophile armor. And I'm just watching it going well, this is strategic for us. This will eventually inconvenience how much I wipe my ass with dollar bills and then there's to-do, and the elves in Lord of the Rings, black voters come over the hill and because of that we beat a sex offender by 1%. It's a scary moment where you're now I'm well, we're not going to do anything for the Alabama black families. I am just going to take some wild guesses here.
I don't think you're elves.
Thank you so much.
I think that I have a feeling that their garbage doesn't get taken out very quickly, that there's probably environmental, I don't know. It's probably a shitty life that's kind of a little bit disenfranchised. Or is that whatever.
It's a cross-section of where we are right now, which is to say that in stasis these numbers are daunting, but in actuality, if you kineticize this thing, we are moving in the right direction. There's no gradient that's going to do that. That's not predictive. So you kind of have to trust that that's where it's going.
And you guys know,
it's not I don't think that this country is breeding rednecks at a rate that is commensurate with the way they were breeding them.
True.
In the 1970s.
Man, you're
that's what
you're in total agreement with the Nazis.
That's a negative slope.
We're going to breed faster.
They regulated the redneck breeding companies, and now they all got to be free range, so you're getting fewer rednecks.
And they're more expensive.
Yeah. They're more expensive. You got to pay for all those opiates.
And you guys know I don't see your race when I talk to you, right? I don't think that you're spokesman for...
Also, I'm not going to sit here for the mammification of America. Black women didn't save you. We don't work for you. Everybody want to lean over, black women. 94% of that vote was black men. But you still want to be racist even in your compliment. 4 percentage points? And think about that.
I'm going to agree with the reindeer on my left.
All the brothers that wasn't incarcerated weren't ex-felons. We lose so much of our voting ability to begin with. So for 94% to show up, that's pretty damn impressive.
Trued off the red-nosed reindeer, dude. Hell yeah.
I can only run the simulator in my head where if I was part of a group, I could barely be bothered to vote when I was so it's pretty crazy to be what are we fucking it's I'm voting for more peanuts in my shit, because technically that's nutrition. I would be, all right. Well, we can drop all that behind. I don't excel when I'm talking about this stuff. I just wanted to mark the history of it.